Do you dream of exploring the enchanted land of Morocco? Discover the magic with Destination Morocco, the ultimate travel experience for those seeking luxury and adventure. We specialize in crafting bespoke itineraries tailored to your unique tastes and desires. If you are a discerning traveler who values an immersive, curated adventure, then visit destinationsmorocco.com. That's destinations with an S, Morocco.com. And let us bring your dream Moroccan vacation to life.
Well, I guess the main thing we want to focus on today in terms of a bit of a theme is the nature of your tours, what your tours are like, the options people have, how they're structured, the experience of it, all kinds of logistical things, and what do people basically get? What are their options if they're interested in going, of course, with you guys? So why don't we focus on that for a while? Okay. What are your most popular tours and itineraries?
I would say definitely the north side of Morocco is definitely more popular than the south side of Morocco.
The north plus the imperial cities. Yeah, including Marrakesh as well.
That's partly why we've been talking more about the south, just to kind of drum up the interest, right? And get people more aware of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Is there kind of an average length that people ask for? Does it really come down to person, or do you see kind of a standard trend? People may be looking for 7 days or 10 days, something like that.
I mean, we do recommend an average of 8 days if they're going to do the north side, because, when you look at Morocco on the map, it looks really small. So when you get there, there's actually a lot of driving. And also, Google, whatever it tells you, it's not accurate. If it tells you 2.5 hours, it's probably 4 hours, because you need to keep in consideration the road conditions and also the speed limit. So, Sam, do you have anything to add to this, please?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, what you just mentioned. In addition, that for example, if you drive, for example, from Chefchaouen to Fez, for example, there is always a mountain road, so you have to be careful when you are driving. So it takes long as much as, for example, as expected. Same thing when you drive from Marrakesh to Ouarzazate. Same things. It says, for example, only it is like 200 kilometers, but it takes 4 hours and a half to get to Ouarzazate. Yeah, this is an example.
So do you find it's a surprise when people learn that, when you talk to them? They expect it to be a lot faster?
They do, actually, yes. So we always try our best, and we tell them, we can try to put like the length of time that it's going to take from point A to point B, but also keep in consideration the stops. If a drive is 4 hours, it's probably going to take you longer than 4 hours because of the stops that we're going to make, whether it's bathroom break, whether it's stopping for taking pictures, or, quick break to eat or snack and stuff like that. So you always want to keep those in mind as well.
Yeah. So I know you guys talk a lot about booking your tour well ahead of time. What is the risk of leaving it to the last minute?
Oh, the risks. I'll definitely leave that to Sam. Then I can add some as well, if you would, Sam, please.
Sure, please. Thank you very much. For the risk, the main risk for booking a last minute is to find first the good accommodations, the place where to stay, finding a local guides, maybe the people, for example, our local guides. When we talk about Destination Morocco, our local guides, for example, enjoying the experiences during your tour at the best time and in a good place. For example, you are interested in like doing a cooking class. If you book last minute, we can find a place to do a cooking class. We have to look for alternatives, and it's not sure. Yeah, so this is why we recommend highly to book your tour in advance, at least 2 months before your travel date.
I definitely,
and I still will give more information.
I do agree, Sam. But I will even go further than 2 months. I mean, you can do it 4 months, 6 months ahead. It's good. The reason, because everything should be taken care of and paid for 60 days prior to your trip or your tour taking place. So in the process that we have, there's a little bit of back and forth from the time when we do the first, one-on-one virtual meeting until we build the itinerary, until the client approves the itinerary. That process depends a couple of weeks, 2 to 3. It can take even longer weeks to get that taken care of, especially if there's more people that are involved in the tour versus one person or 2 people. So you have 6 people or so, and they have their own opinion. They want to do their own thing and stuff like that. So that takes really time for the itinerary to get completed. And I do agree, at least I would say 4 to 6 months, just to be on the safe side, because when you're doing last minute, you have just the leftovers. I mean, let's just be honest. It's just people who are not booked. That means they're not booked for a reason, including the accommodations, including the tour guides and so forth. Then it puts us really on a bad situation, because we're still responsible for whatever experience you have or the outcome of that experience. If it's a bad experience, it's 100% still on us. And that's the chance that we don't really want to take. So when you book, there's no, I mean, we've had people looking for, September 2024, October 2024 already. They're doing their homework, easy, they're taking their time. And also keep in mind, if you're going to go at the end of the year, especially December, especially the last 2 weeks, Christmas, New Year's Eve, it's book it at least 9 months before, at least. And the reason is because the accommodations, they'll tell you they're booked, but they're not actually booked, because they're looking to, just to hold to that room and see if they can sell more than one room for one night at a really higher rate. So that's what they tell us. So if they tell us they're booked, they're going to tell you the same thing, they are booked. So that's what I would recommend.
Right. Are the rates better, or maybe prices in general, if you book really far ahead of time? Does that help with some of the prices?
Yes, it does. And also you have options. You see, like Sam said, we have a network. Let's say we're working with 10 different Riyads, and we reach out to the first Riyadh, they say they're booked, then we go to the second one, the third, then chances are we'll still get it. We'll still find a booking for the clients. But if you wait in until the last minute, then we can't really do much. And this goes the same thing for the local guides. You want to have a local guide in Casablanca, Rabat, Chefchaouen, Fas, Tangier, Marrakesh. It takes time. We have to book them ahead of time. Again, this is part of the process of building your itinerary. That's why we say, hey, it takes us about 3 to 4 days on average to build an itinerary for you, because we build it from scratch, and we have to make sure you have your current driver available, you have your local guide available, you have a tour leader, if you like, a tour leader available in all the cities, then the accommodations, then the experiences, whatever experience you want to do. So it just, we just communicate to everybody, and for us to get the response back, it does take a little bit of time. And also that's why we charge for building the itineraries, just in case. So
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, conversely then, I mean, all that of course makes sense, but the worry, I'm sure, would be that they don't necessarily want to book 8-10 months ahead of time, because what if something happens? What if they need to cancel? What if they need to change? So how easy is it to do that if you've already made your bookings, but now you need to make some changes, and the trip is still a couple months away?
Our cancellation policy is 60 days, but I don't like to use the word policy, because it's just, I don't want to hide behind anything. We are people. We are just, a small family, small business. So we make whatever changes need to be made. I understand emergencies happen, and we've been lucky. We've never had any cancellation. So when it comes to it, we deal with it, case by case, basically, because you have to understand our cancellation policy has to align with the accommodations cancellation policy, the other vendors that we use, and so forth and so forth. However, we've never had an issue with any cancellations or accommodating somebody or a client. So, Sam, what do you have to add, please?
Yeah, that's right. If a cancellation, for example, happened due, for example, an emergency, of course we arrange it. For example, if, like, for example, someone want to update something on his tour or itinerary, of course we are open, and we keep telling our clients this during our meetings. We say them that this tour is customized to you, so you can change it and change it and change it any times. Even, for example, you can, for example, after you book, like if you book like 9 months, and after 3 months you want to, for example, to say, I want to remove Fez, for example, from my itinerary, we can still do that. So yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I mean that's the benefit. One of the benefits for sure of you guys is just the fact that you can be so flexible and nimble. You're not a big operation, a big corporation, or
Yes,
anything like that. You can really make those changes and a bit more last minute. You know the people that you're working with, and it's such a personalized service too that you guys offer.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. I was wondering then, we've chatted about this a bit over the episodes, but what is the most popular time or busiest season maybe that you guys have?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'll go first,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Yeah. Please.
This one, you really have to be specific because there was before COVID, then after COVID. Before COVID, stay, don't go during the summer. Um, the busy season, March, obviously, April, May, and then, it gets a little bit slow during the summertime. Then it starts to peak a little bit in, September, October, and stuff like that. But after COVID, it's busy season all the time. I mean, even in last month, we had the earthquake. And
Yeah.
we still had close to 1 million visitors to Morocco. So it's always busy. As we speak right now, there's a convention in Marrakesh right now, and it's one of the busiest
Right.
conventions, World Bank, I believe. Now it changed. Everything changed. The other thing is the prices before COVID versus the prices now. So, and I would like for Sam if he can elaborate a little bit more when it comes to prices and also busy season before COVID and post COVID, please, Sam.
Yeah, sure, sure. For the prices, all the accommodations, including yachts, restaurants, and including tour guides as well, and the vendors, they increase their prices like 20% more after COVID.
Yeah,
So the prices we have before COVID is not the
yeah,
same prices after COVID. So and Morocco hosting an international events because of that. So as Dean said, Morocco became like a busiest destination. So there is no more low season or mid season or high season. So it's all the time. Even during summertime, it's hot in some places, but Morocco is still busy. If you remember last time summertime when we were in the
yeah,
north,
Tangier especially.
in some yeah, we found all the accommodation fully booked. Yeah.
Mm.
So as Dean said, I agree 100% with what he said. So Morocco, there is no low season, no high season. So and the prices, and right now because we will host like 2030
The World Cup.
World Cup,
Yeah.
the price is
Yeah.
still just increasing more and more. Yeah.
Even in winter, even if it's a bit colder, you're still seeing a lot of business, a lot of traffic.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I mean, if someone did want to kind of strategize, if they had the flexibility, is there a season, the time of year you'd recommend where it's not maybe quite as busy? They may have a few more options. It's just not quite as overrun by tourists.
I mean, there's throughout the year there's options, and again, this is whether it really depends. Let's say you're booking this on your own, you might find it you're gonna get stuck somewhere somehow. You book it with us with the tour company, you have a lot more options because this is what we do, and we can maneuver and we can make changes and we can put you in places where it's not crowded, where it's not touristy. So we know things that a lot of people don't know. Just because sometimes people listen to the podcast and they do their homework, you know, until you go to Morocco, then you're gonna realize exactly what's going on. So, and when you go to Morocco and you have been, Ted, it's completely
Yeah.
different. There's no system in Morocco. Even the economy is different. I mean, everywhere it could be bad, but in Morocco it just looks busy and everybody's, moving around. So it's very unique in that term. So I would say stay the summertime, stay away from. This time is good. The fall is really good because of the temperature. The kids are back to school.
Yeah.
Everybody's back to school. Then obviously really the best time to go in terms of sightseeing, in terms of scenery, is definitely March, April, and May. And I leave the rest to Sam and see what he has to add, if you would please, Sam.
Yes, sure, sure, absolutely. For what I had recommend in Morocco, avoid the last 2 weeks of the year if you want really to enjoy your experience and your trip in Morocco. Just avoid the end of the year. honestly, because it's very crowded and all the accommodations, including, for example, just you want to go to visit Majorel Gardens, you have to wait. You have to wait like, yeah, there is like
Oh yeah.
300 or 400 people waiting. So you just lose 2 hours or 3 hours to get into the gardens. Yeah, this is
Yeah, I can imagine that.
yes, absolutely. You have been there and you
Yeah.
see what's going on. Also, I
Hmm.
just to add what Azdin said, um, I said, for example, September to October as well is a good time to visit Morocco, and November is good because it's mid-season. It's not that high and it's not low season. So and the weather is still good in Morocco.
Hmm.
It's not cold and it's warm. So it's good to visit Morocco during this time. Yeah,
What's the temperature like right now? We're talking here in October, so what's it like right now?
it's hot.
How
It's
hot
like
is hot?
yeah, like 20, 25, 25 degrees
Celsius? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Celsius.
Celsius.
Yeah,
That's probably
good. It's
low
very good.
70s.
Amazing
Yeah.
weather.
That's
Yeah, it
comfortable.
is. Yeah, it's
Yes.
Yeah.
good. It's good.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
get humidity at least at this time of year?
No,
No.
Marrakesh. The weather in Marrakesh is amazing.
Yeah.
There is our office. The weather is
Yeah.
amazing for the whole year, not only except summertime. It's a little bit hot,
Yes.
but it's okay. It's fine.
Because it's often a dry
Yeah,
heat,
it
right?
is. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. I'd like to chat a bit about kind of the nature of your tours. Now, let's talk a bit. Do you have just private tours? Do you do like small group tours, or do you do the type of tours as well, like you often see, of course, where strangers groups come together, they don't know each other before, but they've all signed up for this one tour. So, what kind of offers do you have?
That's a really good question, Ted. We do tours, all type of tours, but
Hmm.
strangely enough, I would say 99% of the requests that we get are private tours. And there's a
Mm-hmm.
big difference, private and group tours. We are going to be doing group tours starting March of 2024, but we're going to do them a little bit different because we've talked about this many times. Group tours for a tour company like us, obviously, that's where they make the money. And the benefit of it to the clients, they are cheaper than the private tours, a lot cheaper than the private tours. So it's really a win-win
Yeah.
situation. But for us to do it, we cannot do over 12 passengers. It's got to be between 8 to 12 passengers because we still want them to have that, private experience, that unique experience that you're not alone, even though you can travel as a solo traveler in a group tour, but you have that comfort of being in a group, but you still have that intimate experience. So we're gonna
Yeah.
set it up on the website in the next couple of weeks. We're gonna do an itinerary for the north and itinerary for the south, and have the guests pick up which one they want to be part of. So just a matter of time for us to set it up. And also, I would like to hear what Sam has to contribute as well, because we've been talking about this for quite some time.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And thank you very much, Ted, for this question as well. So, for the small group tours, to add what Asdin said, small group tours you can still like if you are between 8 and 12, you still have like, for example, just an example, you can still stay in a Riyadh versus staying in a
Yeah.
hotel. So you experience the authenticity. You stay in a Riyadh, in a beautiful Riyadh together, for example, with your friends or the group. For example, you can be like solo travelers inside or a couple or something. With the group, you still have experience in Morocco as we want you to do
Mm.
it the right way versus staying like in a 4 star or 5 stars hotels and just you have your room and some stuff, because Riyadh is something very special in Morocco, and we try hard that our clients stay in Riyadh to enjoy their experience as we want them to experience it in Morocco.
Okay. I
Yeah.
would like to add
Yeah.
something else if it's possible, please, Ted.
Sure.
Also, just want to clarify a few things. What we're talking about, these are called escorted tours, which means that we have a tour,
Mm.
for example, set up, let's say March 1st, 2024, and people, they can book it on their own. It can be one person booking it with the group. It can be two people. It can be four people. But also, we do group tours. Let's say you have a family of 8, that is considered a group tour. Then the discount of a group tour applies to you. It can be a school, it can be an office, it can be a church. It doesn't have to be different people coming from different parts of the world. So it can be, just something. One of the things also that we have seen in the past, and we talked about it in the past, in some cultures, there's a lot of people that gift, Morocco, or a trip to Morocco or a tour to Morocco to a newlywed couple with their close friends. So there's many things we can do. Bachelorette party, a bachelor party, they can book their own small group and go to Morocco and have a tour and have really, really good time and amazing experiences. So there's really no limit to how it can be classified or how it can be done. So it can be many, many things, and it's still considered a group, and it's better to do it that way versus a private tour in terms of saving money.
Now, what about the itinerary? So let's say if I'm kind of part of one cohesive group, 8 people, wedding party or something like that, but we're all traveling together, are you then able to still kind of build and shape an itinerary for them because they're all together? They're not strangers, right? So they have to agree amongst themselves maybe what they want to see and do, but you can still design that itinerary for them. You could do that.
That's a really, really good question. I'll go first if it's okay. If it's a group,
Sure,
let's say somebody's doing a bachelor party in Morocco, and it's the same group. We can build that itinerary for them, not an issue. But normally in the group we have a standard itinerary, especially if you have people come from different parts, they cannot change it. That's how the itinerary is. Or if we meet
Right.
all of us together, we can make some changes. Then we agree on it. Then we can make it. But normally in the group, the itinerary is set. It's just how it is. For example, if you go right now to the website, you'll see the northern side Morocco tour, and you'll see the southern part of Morocco tour. Those itineraries are set; they cannot be changed, and they're going to be the same thing for the. It's the same itineraries actually for the group tours, but the price is going to be a lot cheaper. Now, if we have people coming from different parts of the U.S., Canada, and traveling from everywhere, and go into that same group, the itineraries is set; it cannot be changed. Sam,
sure.
please.
Yeah, I want to add something else to something that's very important to what Asdin said. For example, you are in a tour in Morocco, you book like a small group tour with your friends, for example. And for example, you want to stay after like, we can say like 8 days northern tour of Morocco, and you want to stay like, for example, 4 days later, we can, for example, organize another like to cover another part of Morocco, like a desert, like for having like day trips to, for example, to Essaouira, to the high Atlas Mountains and around. And maybe you can come before, like 2 days or 2 days before, you can enjoy other experiences before joining the group to start the tour. This is why, yeah,
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay.
yeah.
So essentially, then, with like the fixed itineraries and tours, if I'm just by myself or maybe a couple, and I just want to sign up for that kind of standard tour, the north or the south, that's what you see there on their website under that page there, the north or south, and that's kind of the standard basic thing. That's not so much a private tour; you're just joining whoever else happens to sign up
That
for
is
it.
correct, yes, Ted. And also, just
Right.
want to
Correct.
add, when we start the group tours, and we have them set, the minimum for those tours to happen is 2 people. So even let's say our target is between 8 and 12. Let's say we just have 2 bookings. The tour will still take place.
Yes.
So the tour will still
Yeah.
take
That's
place.
good.
Yeah. So it's
Yes.
guaranteed.
Yes.
They call it guaranteed departure. So that way, if it's just one person, we can't really do one person. But if it's just minimum of 2, then we can still make it happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I've booked things before. Of course, it's like minimum 5 people or
Yes. Yeah.
something, and they don't get it, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's canceled.
Yeah.
You get your money back, but still,
Yes.
it's disappointing.
Yes. I totally
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh. Okay. Well, this is good. I wasn't sure about some of the structures of these things. So, I mean, all that being said, it's not like people will ever be on one of these big coach tours with you guys. 45 plus people and just hordes of people getting off and shuffling into the next attraction.
No.
It's still, even at the small group, it's still a lot more nimble. It's a lot more enjoyable.
Yes. Oh, absolutely, 100%. Because you have to keep in mind, you have a group of 8 or 10. Everything takes time. just to get them together,
Yeah.
just say, hey, we're taking 5 minute break or 10 minute break, then it's really 30 minute break. But us, we have to calculate everything and give it, a little bit of a grace period and time. Say, hey, we say 30 minutes, we know it's going to be 30 minutes, but we tell them, hey, 10 minutes, because we know somebody's going to come back to the vehicle, somebody's going to take a little bit more time and stuff like that. So we calculate all those things. And also we make sure that the schedule is not condensed. The schedule is, there's not too much things on the schedule. That way they don't feel rushed from one place to another place to another place. So that way they're really
Yeah.
immersing themselves in the experience, local experience, whether it's in Ibn Hadou, whether it's in Fas or Marrakesh. So that's really, really important. So there's many different ways to do group tours, but we would love to do group tours with a flair of private tours as well. So
Yeah.
I just want to add something. For a group tour of 45 or 48 people is just waste of time. That's it. Yeah, it's you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, because could you imagine like having like a coach of 48 48 in one, and they have two leader, and each one, this one he don't want to eat, this one he don't want to take pictures, this one want to use the restroom, and another one just taking pictures outside. No,
Yeah.
no, this is not a tour. But if you have eight with you in a small minivan, for example, so they will enjoy the experiences. If you take them, for example, as I mentioned before, in a cooking class, you have same place for them, and they enjoy the experience, and they have listened carefully to what the instructor said about their experience going, for example, to visiting the Medina, for example, historical monuments. You will find as well a place for everybody to take this his time to take pictures, to listen what to the local guide said. Else, the other stuff is big group tours is not working.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not recommended.
Yeah. It's much different
yeah,
experience for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people, that's maybe their only option to see places, but I wouldn't want to tour, especially Morocco. There's so much to see, and you want to have the time and flexibility
yeah.
to see, maybe stay maybe a bit longer or do some different things. Well, that reminds me of a question then. So maybe either any type of your tours, but once the tour started, how much flexibility is there? How much can people still change or modify as once you started? You say 2 or 3 days in, right? Well, can we stay an extra few hours here? Can we change very much once you've already started?
That's a really good question. And Sam actually mentioned it a little bit earlier. Everything we do is on your terms, on the client's terms. Um, they can change whatever they want to change, perfectly fine. However, there are few things that we need a little bit of heads up. Maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days. And I'll give you an example. Let's say you book hammam experience and massage, and we book it at a hotel. We book it at separate building, entity, business. That experience will take on average an hour and a half. So if you want to cancel it, it's absolutely fine. You can cancel it. We just need maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days, not the same day, or maybe 2 hours and stuff like that, because everybody's ready for you. The same thing for the henna experience. We need more time to cancel. I'm talking specifically canceling experiences. A few other experiences, we definitely need more heads up. The rest of it, if you want to stay a little bit longer on somewhere else, yeah, you can. Not an issue at all. Let's say, for example, we have you in Fes with a local guide, and we have you for half a day. If the first half a day, let's say you want to go take a lunch break and then come back and go with the local guide for the afternoon and a little bit of part of the evening, you can absolutely do that. Not an issue at all. And vice versa. Let's say we have you full day and you say, hey, you know what? I'm a little bit tired. I want to take the rest of the day off just to relax at the Riyadh and stuff like that. We can do that as well. There's no issue. It's just for the ones that we have a third party involved and there's a cancellation. We would like a little bit more time to cancel it because it puts us in kind of a tight situation with those the vendors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to add to another thing, because for example, if you have like an emergency, for example, you are in Marrakesh, for example, and like maybe you don't feel good, like you have a belly ache or something, and you want to say, for example, Sam, I want to cancel Essaouira, for example, tomorrow. We can do that in
Yeah.
emergency cases, for example. Otherwise, for example, as Azdean said, because we follow in the terms and conditions of the other party. For example, if there is a third party, we follow their terms and conditions. Especially
Yeah.
when we talk about cancellation policies, they can say like you can't cancel it. You have to cancel it 2 days before or 3 days before. We have to follow them and we have to pay them, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. What decisions then do people need to make, your clients, once they're on the tour? How much do they need to decide and figure out where to eat or kind of where to go? Like how much is left unscheduled?
Literally, I mean, everything is really taken care of for them. I mean, the breakfast is already included. We have lunch in
Yeah.
Fas. We have dinner in Marrakesh. So the lunches, they don't really take a lot of efforts. Then when you have a local guide or you have your driver, then you have us. We can make any recommendations. So it's we can say, hey, if you want to eat this type of food, this is the best place to go to. Or if you want to have seafood, you want to have local cuisine, you want to have Mediterranean cuisine, Italian cuisine, French cuisine, we'll make those recommendations for you as well. So, but you still have a lot of time on your own as well. So it's yeah.
And we can do it in two different ways. For example, we can add it to your itinerary. For example, we add like suggestions on your day, each day of your itinerary. And for example, if you when you are in Morocco, we have like a group. We created a group for our clients, and then you said, for example, tonight, Sam, I want, like, for example, some suggestions for a restaurant where I can have dinner. For example, I send you a list of like 3 or 4 restaurants you choose from, and then you said, okay, can you book for us? Yeah, I can book for you. Or it just I send you like the informations of the restaurant, and you can do it. You can do it yourself. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
You can just go in and make the reservation.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Do you find a lot of people ask for that kind of stuff? Like, yeah, they want the itinerary, but they still want to have some of that freedom to maybe just wander and explore, or of course go and find a restaurant or something and have a bit of that independence too.
Well, it really depends. There's some people, and there's a percentage, they want us to do everything for them, which is perfectly fine. That's why we're here. But then we have realized a lot of people that are solo travelers or people that have not worked either with a travel agency or tour operator like us, they want to have that flexibility and say, hey, schedule everything for me on the first day. Keep me open on the second half of the day, because they want to feel like they're involved. They're doing something on their own. They don't like everything to be planned for them. They feel like maybe independence, maybe they want to explore, because they have traveled alone versus having a car on a
Yeah.
driver and a local guide. So it just depends. So we're very flexible. Anything the guests want, we accommodate them.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
That was a big change for us when we went in February.
I know.
Because I mean, my wife and I and our 2 young kids, and we're used to traveling on our own and just kind of doing our own thing and making all the plans, finding transport, doing everything. And of course, we knew the nature of our experience there was going to be a tour, which is fantastic, but it was quite an adjustment, especially it took a couple of days. It's like, well, it's nice. I don't have to decide where to
Yeah.
go or how to get there, but so you definitely want to have a bit of flexibility too. And there was that point, I think maybe 5 days in, we were in Fez by then, and I told Driss, Driss was our guide, that we really just want a day to kind of chill, take a bit of time, and because we still had a few more days after that,
Yeah.
right? And because we kind of planned that into the itinerary to have 3 days in total in Fez, so we had the sightseeing, but not completely packed in, and we had some of that flexibility. So it's just great to have time, just to simply have the
Yes.
time, and you're not squeezing in everything into like 4 or 5 days. We had 10 days, which is a
Yeah.
perfect length really to see lots, still have some of that flexibility. But of course, he was very receptive to that. He still got us set up for dinner. We went to a nice restaurant that night, but we had the day to just relax and wander
Absolutely.
around a bit and enjoy the Riyadh too, because the Riyadhs are so
Yeah.
beautiful. You want to do more than just kind of show up and go to
Yeah.
sleep. You want to even just relax, read a book, or just have a bit of that
Yeah.
downtime. Obviously, they have beautiful meals there too, so it's nice to have some of that flexibility also.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, now here's the thing. Now I know you guys get a lot of questions about this. What if I am already in Morocco? I've made my way there on my own. probably I'm in Marrakesh, let's say, can I call you up and say, hey, can you find me a local tour guide for this afternoon? Or can I just hop on one of your tours to go to Merzouga and back for a day or two? Are you guys receptive to that? Does that fit in with your structure, or is it really you have to plan much more ahead of time?
It does not really fit in our structure. You have to plan for a really long time. It's a really, really good question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ted. And I'm gonna elaborate a little bit, and Sam can give us his opinion as well, because when we started, we want to help everybody. Even the people that are not traveling with us, and we have as much as we could, but we get to a certain point that we cannot make recommendations for a local guide. We cannot book, a local guide for you half a day in Marrakesh and half a day in Fez. It's not our business model. We book from A to Z, meaning we book the car and the driver for you. We book your local guide. We book transportation to be picked up from the airport, to get dropped off at the airport. We book experiences, any type of experience that you can think of. We can book it, whether it's quad, whether it's camel ride, whether it's hot air balloon, whether it's the henna tattoo, whether it's hammam and spa, whether it's dinner reservations, like Sam said. So everything we take care of it for you. You don't even have to lift a finger. Everything is done for you. We pamper you literally when you get to Morocco. So for us to do just part of it, we get these questions a lot, and we say no. We get people say, "Hey, I booked everything. I just need a local guide here and there." We cannot do it because that's what we do. So. We did it in the past. We're not doing it anymore. No, we did it as a gesture just to help. But because we recommend somebody, then something happens to the client. We are liable.
Yeah.
It's our reputation on the line. So that's the reason. One of the reasons why it's not worth it for us. We don't want to be liable for something that somebody else did, and we have been in that situation with a lot of our guests. With local guides, tour leaders, and we don't want to take that chance anymore. So that's why when we take a job, when we take a booking, building an itinerary or planning a trip for a client, we do it from A to Z. All that work is done for you. That's what we do. This is what we're here. Sam, Hasna, they build the itinerary. They do an amazing job. We do meetings back and forth until everything is done the way that the client wants it to be done. We cannot just do half of it and say, "Hey, I'm booking with points." We don't do points, and points, by the way, in Morocco, it's a different system than the US. When they give you points in Morocco, chances are it's not a good place to stay or a good room to stay anyways. So, but that's a total different subject. So, and also want to see what Sam's input as well, because him and I, we've seen the appointments come in with the same thing, time and again and time and again. So we have to make a few changes and communicate a little bit more in details with the guests or the clients because it doesn't fit. It's not a good fit for us. So Sam, what do you have to say, please?
Yeah, that's absolutely right, and I agree 100%. What I can add, for example, if you start preparing an itinerary or something to Morocco on your own, just finish what you are doing and go to Morocco.
Yeah.
We still can provide help when you are in Morocco. We can still help you. For example, if you're stuck somewhere, for example, you text us, message us, for example, I need help there and there. We can help you with that. But to organize like an experience or a local guide or like 2 days or 3 days desert trip for you from Marrakesh or from Fes and back, we couldn't do it because we send you're going through a bad situation. It's on us. It's our reputation.
Yeah.
So instead of that, we prefer to say, sorry, we don't do that, instead of making this big mistake. Yeah.
And the truth is, it's a different business model. It's a different type of business to kind of resell just smaller things, a local tour guide or a quick overnight thing, which is the type of stuff I remember you see that a lot when you're in Marrakesh, people offering those things. And that's based on volume.
Yeah.
I mean, they need lots of traffic to make their commissions and that kind of thing. So it seems like, it's similar to what you guys do, but you're much more the longer tours, and the full package, the full experience, which of course takes a lot more of that planning. It just takes time. So it's really, you can't really do it last minute because you just don't even know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Not with your type of business model.
You know, just to add just something really quick. You just said last minute. You know, for us, last minute is 4 weeks. For us, last
Yeah.
minute is 5 weeks. Trying to book right now. We are in January. I mean October 11th. You know, last minute is you're trying to go to Morocco in December. You know, mid-December. You know, everything we do takes time, and we plan ahead. I mean, that's the best way to go because you do not want to rush anything. So, you know, and I think we discussed it earlier today. So we can book everything for you. Just give us more time, but we cannot book bits and pieces of the itinerary.
Right.
Yeah. And it's not all about the money. It's all about the reputation of the agency.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know. It's good to clarify that because I know you guys get a lot of questions about it, but it's just simply a different type of business model, you know, and it parallels to lots of other things, lots of other experiences, you know, that you just can't really book it like that or a la carte or kind of last second, like, you know, whether it's some big resort or a wedding. Imagine, I mean, you don't do these things last second if you want to do something that's substantial. So yeah, it's just the perspective on it. Really, it's important.
Absolutely.
I want to get. Did have some questions that came in on different topics. Do you guys want to talk anything more though about the tours themselves, structure of the tours, anything else that comes to mind?
No, we just any questions that you have from the guests, we would love to answer them, please, Ted.
Sure.
Then we'll see what if we have time left for other stuff.
Sure. Here's one then. So it says, I'll be driving from Ait Ben Haddou to Marrakesh. Do you suggest going via Telouet or via Aguim, I think it's called?
Aguim.
Yes.
Aguim?
It's
Aguim,
Clouet.
So that's the best way to
That's
go.
my neck of the woods, yes.
Yeah.
Via Telouet, yeah. Yeah, via Telouet, the landscapes and the sceneries is different from the other side of Telouet through only La Valley, and the other side of the road through Aguim, which means it's a big difference in terms of what to see. The landscapes, the sceneries is just amazing on the other part of Onila. Yeah.
Is it a similar distance or is one longer than the other?
Shorter, like if you take Telouet, it's shorter, like 15 kilometers than the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it depend at all on the time of year or basically the same either way?
But if it's raining, by the way, if it's raining, don't take the one in Telouet. Take the other one of Aguim. Yeah, this is just during the winter time when it's raining, and it's not raining. By the way, we are raining in Morocco. It's not raining like in US or in Canada. That is raining the whole day. It's raining for an hour, 2 hours is enough for the whole day. Yeah, yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Okay. Here's another question. What is the best city to buy a jalaba, and are they different in each city? And you guys should explain what that is too.
Okay, I'll answer half of it and leave the other half to Sam.
Yes.
The jalaba, that's what we say jalaba, is made differently in different parts of Morocco. But some areas are a little bit more popular than others. So, for example, there's the Berber jalaba. Then when you go, for example, to Chefchaouen, they have their own jalaba, and it's made completely different. So, and there's jalaba that it's for winter, that it's heavy, for summer that it's a little bit light, for holidays and celebrations and stuff. So there's tons and tons and tons of jalabas and styles. The best way to get it, I would let Sam answer that question, please.
Yeah, sure.
Please, yeah.
For the jalaba, if you want a light jalaba for occasions, for example, light jalaba for summer, buy it in Fez. If you want a heavy jalaba, the best quality, you buy it in Chefchaouen or you buy it in Beni Mellal. It's a small village called Bzou, Bzou, near Beni Mellal. So this is, you get the best quality of the heavy jalabas for winter time. Yeah.
Okay.
And we should explain for people who don't know, it's the kind of long cloak
Yes.
with the hood, right? The people wear.
It's the same one that he bought. The one that he got, Ted, is really, really nice. And I really love the color combination.
Yeah, it's
when you go to Morocco in the winter time, I would say jalaba is a must. You really have to wear it because it looks kind of strange, but once you put it on, it's really comfortable and it warms you up.
Oh yes,
So that's the difference between
yes,
having pants and jacket. You can have layers of clothes, but you still don't feel as warm as when you have your jalaba, with you or wearing jalaba. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah, it
oh,
really keeps the dampness out, especially in the
yeah.
mornings. I remember that.
yes, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Especially in the mornings. Yeah, if you, especially when you drive from first to Merzouga and you pass through Ifren and Azro, and you want to get out of the car for photos, it's a little bit cold, so you have to wear your jilaba to feel warm. Yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah, I got mine in Chef
Yeah.
Shawan,
Yeah.
so that's a good place to
Yeah,
get it.
Chefchaouen
Yeah.
is highly
Yeah.
recommended because it's a little bit more fashionable, a little bit more stylish, really, really nice. Yeah.
There's another question I don't have it in front of me, but there was. Do you have it there? There was something about Tangier, I
Yes, I
think.
think I forgot the person, but she asked some of the places to stay in Tangier in terms of accommodations. If you can make some recommendations, Sam, in terms of hotels and also in terms of riads.
Sure. To stay in Tangier for Riyadh, I recommend staying in Palizahia or Dar Shams, Dar Tanja, or Riyadh Mokhtar. There is four Riyadhs in Tangier. If you want to stay in hotels, you can stay in Kenzi Solazur. It's medium, and you can stay in Hilton. Hilton, they have three 5 stars hotels in Tangier, Hilton Hawara and Hilton Tangier City Center and Hilton Ocean. So they have this. Yeah, these are recommended in Tangier.
Thank you.
We didn't make it to Tangier, unfortunately, but when you're there in the city, is it very walkable? Is it easy to kind of see a lot in the city core?
Yes.
I'm not gonna say anything.
No.
Okay. Okay.
I
Depends who
Tangier.
you
I,
ask.
I
And a
lost
good time in summer.
I lost 15
Yes.
pounds in 2 days.
Ah.
Okay. By the way, okay, just for information, Tangier, especially the Medina, is built on the top of the hill. So to go down to the Medina, you have to walk like this, like 30 minutes. And the point is, when you want to go back to your accommodation on the top of the Kasbah, it's challenging.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
There is like, yeah, come and go. Yeah, it's challenging.
Yeah.
Yes. If it needs efforts
So
to come and go.
Yeah.
Yes.
just to give you an
Yeah.
idea, to get out of your Riyadh, you really have to think about it. Do I really want to go outside or I'm just gonna stay in it? The food is amazing.
That's right.
The culture in Tangier
Oh
is
yeah.
incredible. The sightseeing, the downtown Medina, the coastal side, it is gorgeous.
Mm.
But
Yes.
to my knees, to my ankles,
No.
it was quite a bit. But we had a lot of
That's
fun.
right.
Is there any?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there transport at all?
Yes,
Taxis or something they get you up
yes,
the
they
hill?
do. Yes, yeah.
Yes. Yes, they do. Yes,
Mm.
Yeah.
they are. Yeah.
But Tangier,
Mm.
the thing that I really liked about Tangier is it's 3 in the morning and everywhere is still packed and busy. And it felt so nice, So, and then the food was very, very good. And it was close to us, at Riyadh, so it was very nice. Yeah,
Yeah. Another thing to take in consideration in Tangier is it's very clean city,
it is. Yeah,
very nice. Yes, and it's expensive
yeah,
rather than other cities in Morocco. Yes, it's
Mm.
totally different. It's the rates there is very high, including everything, restaurants, spas, like everything is slightly bit expensive rather than other cities in Morocco.
Mm. Is the cuisine there a lot different from the rest of Morocco?
a little bit. Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's more Mediterranean
Hmm.
than
Yeah.
Moroccan. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to get there. Hopefully next time. But that's a good point, though. Because this is it when you're trying to figure out where to go and how much you can fit in. I mean, you're generally starting in Casablanca. With the airport's there, so you got to get to Chefchaouen at least. But then, how far is it from Chefchaouen to Tangier when you drive?
2 hours drive.
Yeah,
Yes, 2 hours drive from Tangier, including like one stop.
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, you'd have to stay overnight for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
but yeah, it just adds that extra day and a half kind of
yeah.
thing, if not even more time to really see it well. So, yeah, you got to make your choices, but it's all part of this. This is what you guys
Yeah,
do: is people can choose what their priorities are and see what they
100%.
want.
Yeah,
If they want to spend more time, drive up there, go
yeah,
for it.
yeah.
Sure. And as well, there is an option to go through. If you want to go to Chefchaouen, you can go through like Titouan.
Oh
Then
yeah.
you go to Chefchaouen. The distance between Tangier and Titouan is 45 minutes
Hmm.
drive. So you can have like an hour or an hour and a half in Titouan, and then you continue to
Sure.
Chefchaouen. It will take you like, yeah, another like an hour and 20 minutes drive.
Hmm.
By the way, a lot of people don't visit
Nice.
Tetuan, but Tetuan is beautiful. It is
Yes.
gorgeous. I
Yeah.
love Tetuan. I love the seafood.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God, the restaurants, the food, the
Mm.
culture, it's incredible. And you can see there's a lot of Spanish influence, a lot of Jewish influence. So it's a very beautiful small town.
We did an episode, and I'm trying to remember who was it that you remember that went there. She went to Tangier and then
I
went to
believe
Tetuan.
I believe it was Max,
Can't
Max
remember.
and Jamie.
Yeah.
I believe Max went to Tetuan and Jamie stayed behind, or the other way around. But I don't really remember. But I know
Hmm.
we did Tetuan for those two itineraries last year. Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, I remember them talking about like kind of driving over the mountains and
yes,
down the
yeah,
hill, and like this the
Yes,
cities laid
yeah,
out in
yeah.
front.
It's Max and Jamie. They make a day trip
Right.
from Chefchaouen to Tetuan and come back. Yes,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And also, just want to say
Beautiful.
something about the Reef Mountains in the north side of Morocco. They're completely different than the Atlas Mountains. Oh my God, it does not even feel like you're in Morocco when you're driving. I'm serious. I mean, we did that drive. We're very lucky during the summer. I mean, the scenery is it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's a lot more
Mm.
green than the Atlas Mountains for sure, but it's very unique and different. It does not really feel like it's you're in Morocco at all. So
Yes, and the villages
yeah,
in the mountains is the way they build the houses there is totally different from the high Atlas Mountains or
yeah,
the middle Atlas Mountains. It's
yes,
amazing.
yeah. And then when you have
What's
Fas and they
yeah,
both meet, the Reef Mountains with the Atlas Mountains. That's why Fas is it's very
Yes,
unique. Beautiful,
yes,
yeah.
beautiful city. My
yes,
goodness, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
The Reef Mountains they must be lower elevation than the High Atlas Mountains.
That's right. Lower, yes.
Yeah. So maybe they've been kind of worn down a bit more, perhaps erosion stuff like that.
Probably, but it's just they're different. They're very different.
They're very different, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's more,
Because
Yeah.
as has been said, it's more green than the high Atlas Mountains. And the structure of the rocks in the mountains is totally different from the other side,
yes,
from
yeah,
the Middle Atlas
Yeah.
and High Atlas. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The Rift Mountains, they look a little bit more rocky, and it feels like like you're in the canyons, but the canyons they are not just dirt, but they have trees and they have
Yeah.
vegetation.
Right.
So it's
Yes.
it's it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Me. Well, do you guys have anything else you want to go over this time?
We just
We've
want to
covered a
thank the
lot.
listeners, the
Yeah.
viewers. We're very grateful. We appreciate you. We're here to help, regardless of everything that we have said. We want you to go to Morocco. You will love it. It doesn't matter who you go with. And that's what we're here for. We are ambassadors
Hmm.
to Morocco, and we want you to go to Morocco. You don't have to go with us. But if you decide to go with us, it's even better for us. So
Yeah.
we want you to go to Morocco, enjoy it, and you will. If you're traveling by yourself, you'll have an amazing time. Traveling with a family, with a group, with a tour operator, travel agency, you'll still have an amazing time. So,
Mm.
and Morocco it's very different and unique country. There's so many thousands and thousands of years, layers of history, culture.
Yeah.
Then the people are different. There's a lot of tribes. From the south moving to the north, to the middle, to the west, to the east. And the music, even the music, it's super rich when it comes to the music, when it comes to the culture, when it comes to the
Mm.
food. Everything about it is really, really fascinating. So, yeah, keep those things in consideration when you go. And also, I want to mention something that, a lot of the people, when they book their tours with us, the number one thing that they're really interested in is the Amazigh culture. and also the second one is the Jewish heritage, the Jewish culture. So, and rightfully so, because it's all mixed in, and it's so beautiful. It's really, really, really nice. So, and also, we're very grateful for everybody who has traveled with us, and so we
Yeah.
cannot really thank you enough. So that's all I really have to say. Yeah.
I want to add something which is make me laugh, because I get some feedback from our clients when they meet them in Marrakesh. Here we don't have dinner. I ask them, what's your opinion about Morocco as as you are here? They said, okay, honestly, before we come here, we think that Morocco is only Sahara, and you don't have like big cities. You don't have like electricity or something. I said, okay, anyway, so what now? Morocco, just to clarify something, is a diverse country in
Yeah.
terms of landscapes. We have a huge and big desert, Sahara. We have Atlas Mountains, we have High Atlas Mountains, we have Middle Atlas Mountains, we have Anti-Atlas Mountains, and each one is different in terms of landscapes and sceneries and views and so on. We have Rift Mountains, as we mentioned right now. We have oceans. We have 1,512 kilometers of ocean, Mediterranean and Atlantic
Yeah.
oceans, and with beautiful, beautiful, beautiful beaches and coasts. I want to say, welcome. Come to Morocco. Come visit Morocco with Destination Morocco, with somebody else. We love you, and we want you to visit Morocco and to enjoy your experience, to enjoy your trip and your tour in Morocco. This is the whole point.
Yep, that's great. And now you'll be hosting the World Cup soon, so
Yes.
you
Oh my
definitely need
goodness.
electricity for that.
Yes.
That's exciting. We'll talk about that. We'll do an episode, or
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
learn more
That's
about it, the
amazing.
plans
have
and
to.
everything. That's exciting.
Yeah, before
just
that, we will host African Cup before in
Yeah.
2025. Yeah. Then World Cup later, which
And
is
before
amazing
it
for
in
the country.
2029, we have the other event in soccer,
Yeah. What is
the
called?
Arab Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arab
So
Cup.
three
Yes.
major events, big sporting events. So, and it's predicted that Morocco, in terms of tourism, it's 2024 is going to be really, really good in terms of tourism for Morocco. So,
That's right.
and we're here to help. We're here to do whatever we need to do to make it easy for you to travel to Morocco and have really an amazing time and a great experience.
Awesome. Now's the time to go.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. We'll
Thank
be
you.
back the second Wednesday of November, which is November 8th.
Yes.
We'll do another live session. We'll have a theme, a topic we'll kind of revolve around. But of course, any questions and any topics, people are welcome to submit via the website, send you an email. All the info is there, and they can get those questions answered.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ted.
Absolutely.
Sam,
Thank you very
thank
much,
you.
Thanks.
Ted. Thank you very much, Azdean. Thank you very much, Ted.
you.
I appreciate it.
Great. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You have traveled the world, but Morocco's allure beckons you. Destination Morocco is here to create the perfect once-in-a-lifetime Moroccan journey, tailored exclusively to your desires. Let us craft an itinerary that unlocks the secrets of this mesmerizing land just for you. For a luxurious, bespoke Moroccan adventure of a lifetime, visit destinationsmorocco.com. That's destinations with an S, morocco.com. And let us turn your dreams into reality. Your amazing Moroccan experience awaits.